It's great to have you back here with me again on the stage. How about if we tell the audience about that future that we've been talking about just a few minutes ago?
Well, sure. Many times they ask us, where do we get all these ideas to invent the future?
Well, I'm going to use a sentence. It's a quote from Einstein, actually. I think it illustrates what we're going to be talking about now. And he said, Einstein, if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on the solution, I would spend the first 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask.
Efectivamente, todo lo que hemos visto hoy, tanto las...
Indeed, everything we've seen today, the startups and the projects that we work on, everything comes from just a few years ago. We asked ourselves some questions. We asked ourselves questions that intrigued us enough to decide to start working on these topics.
That means that running risks and exposing ourselves to new problems.
Yes, in Telefónica, we always ought to innovate in an ambitious manner, but in a responsible way toward these problems.
And to do that, I think it's important for us to try to make sure that innovation isn't just talking about technologies. It's not just about that. It's about also resolving the human side. And that links up a lot with our spirit in Telefónica. We want to build a more human world by connecting people.
Yes, when you work in innovation, what we do every day is try to imagine potential possible futures, this, that, the other, all is possible. The technology opens you up to so many possibilities, but our responsibility is not to imagine these futures, but rather also find the desirable ones, desirable for humanity. And that's not done just like that, by chance. It has to be done deliberately. We want the desirable futures. And what we do is to have a multidisciplinary team, a team of people that they're not just technologists. We also have humanists. We also have experts in business and user experience, a group of people that make sure that our innovation is more responsible. So we've set up a video where they actually explain what the challenges we're facing and how we view a more responsible future. Let's take a look.
The popsicles in this image were made by a group of students at the National Taiwan University. After collecting water samples from over 100 different polluted sources across the country, they cast these in resin in an attempt to raise awareness of water pollution amongst their fellow citizens. They can, however, also be viewed as a very powerful analogy of the duality that's inherent in technologies like AI, biotech, VR, and 5G. On the surface, they appear to be full of promise and potential, yet when you look a little bit closer, you see that there's something lurking beneath the surface.
5G, realidad aumentada, inteligencia artificial, biotecnología, son tecnologías espectaculares, pero con cada ventaja que traen también tienen una desventaja.
La pregunta que tenemos que hacernos como innovadores es, ¿podemos continuar a innovar de manera creativa y original para satisfacer las necesidades de nuestros clientes? Pero podemos hacer esto también de manera responsable.
To date, we've always thought about innovation as a way of solving problems. But it seems like whenever technology solves a problem, a new one arises as a consequence. So maybe it's time to think about the role of innovation in the future as resolving the tensions that lie at the intersection of technology, people, and society. The first tension we repeatedly encounter is between freedom and exposure. Freedom meaning this is the ability to abdicate daily tasks and decisions and activities that we deem menial or repetitive or even difficult to technology to sort them out for us.
Hoy en día contamos con servicios muy buenos que nos mejoran la vida, que son gratuitos. Pero lo que no sabemos es lo que pasa en la trastienda. Las compañías rastrean cada comportamiento, cada actividad que hacemos online y crean perfiles muy detallados sobre nosotros.
Hoy en día existen modelos de negocio totalmente contrastados que utilizan la libertad que obtenemos a la hora de usar ciertas tecnologías para todo su provecho. Los beneficios que obtienen estas empresas simplemente por esa libertad que tenemos, esa facilidad, pues está claro que hoy en día están totalmente contrastados. Pero eso también implica que hay otras oportunidades de negocio muy interesantes que yo creo que en el futuro próximo veremos, como por ejemplo gente que se encargue de anonimizar ese perfil que tienen esas empresas de nosotros, ¿no?
Entonces, uno de los challenges que tenemos en los próximos años es que podemos continuar a trabajar a mejorar estos algoritmos para mejorar la calidad de la vida de las personas, pero es que podemos hacer esto limitando la exposición de las personas, por eso de las informaciones de la persona a estos algoritmos.
So in this context, personalization includes everything we read, see, hear, being perfectly suited to our real-time needs, tastes, and mood states.
Cuando esos motores de personalización me muestran algo, luego hay otras cosas que no veo, ¿no? Así los usuarios desarrollamos una visión de túnel y se crean estas burbujas de filtro. Y esas burbujas de filtro son el entorno perfecto para la desinformación.
La personalización que estamos viendo de la información que consumimos diariamente está haciendo que haya una gran polarización, sobre todo entre como dos grandes bandos, ¿no? Lo que veo yo en mi día a día, en mi burbuja, y esa realidad paralela que hay fuera de mi ventana, donde otra persona que piensa diferente que yo, tiene otros gustos diferentes a los míos, está viviendo y piensa que esa es la verdad verdadera. Y hay gente y modelos de negocio que se están aprovechando de ellos, tanto los que generan contenidos falsos como los que intentan detectarlas y limpiarlas de las redes.
So how can we ensure our customers are able to navigate an abundant media landscape without also eroding an understanding of one another?
Aquí hay muchos problemas donde estamos trabajando. Claro, el primero es identificar esta misinformation o fake news, pero también hay problema de cómo crear soluciones que sean escalables, soluciones que se pueden desplegar, dónde se pueden desplegar, de qué forma.
Finally, we're seeing a tension emerge between optimization and dehumanization. Optimization being about the age-old human pursuit, or quest, if you will, for improvement. People will increasingly hand themselves over to services that will instruct them on what to do and when in order to achieve a desired physical enhancement or mental extension. A radical version of this will include implants and ingestibles, DNA hacking, uploading actual memories into clouds.
Las cualidades humanas esenciales como la empatía, el cariño, el toque humano desaparecen cuando tiene que adaptarse a lo que un sistema informático es capaz de medir. Las máquinas ya están tomando decisiones que cambian nuestras vidas. Deciden quién va a salir de la cárcel, o quién va a estar invitado a una entrevista de trabajo, o quién recibe un tratamiento que le puede salvar la vida. Y estas decisiones pueden ser correctas a nivel analítico, pero en muchos casos pueden ser crueles y absolutamente inhumanos.
So how do we evolve to lead healthier and potentially even happier lives without losing the essence of what makes us human?
¿Cómo podemos asegurarnos que las decisiones realmente importantes que afectan a personas siguen siendo tomadas por humanos afectuosos y empáticos?
Our mission as innovators must entail tracking new technological possibilities, as our research team and engineers do, in tandem with anticipating the impact that they can have on our customers' real lives, on our cultures and societies at large. And this really means keeping our eyes and ears open on both fronts. So respecting the duality of technology, always seeking to understand how it can meet real human needs without provoking risks. And it also means asking new questions in pursuit of new opportunities. Starting with, how can we make the future of a tech-enabled world more human?